my own chair.
Yeah, you get to enjoy your brand new Herman Miller chair.
Herman Miller.
Sponsored by Herman Miller.
God, if only.
I wish this.
I wish the rest of us were sitting in Herman Miller. Already sitting in this pile of crap that I have is just like
I sat in her chair for a second while I was setting up the table, and all was like, fuck, I need to get one of these chairs. It's so good.
Well, luckily we live a short walk away from an office supply store that apparently just has them laying around.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that was part of the lesson of the Tim Rogers Cyberpunk video when he's talking about all the spending a little bit more for exponentially nicer things, right. Where he just mentioned you can find that shit on a Facebook marketplace for cheap. Offices are basically always closing and getting rid of their stuff.
Yeah, I think Jeff Gerstmann has joked about it before, where just like whenever shit in San Francisco goes south and a bunch of places close down, he's like, "Oh, sick." New
Herman Miller chair.
Yeah. Just new furniture in general, because it's always, businesses with too much money and no actual business plan. Mm-hmm. Will always just Capital loves to give their interior designer a lot of money.
Yes.
So they'll buy up a bunch of fancy
sometimes
furniture.
You spend a year and change building a new office and then get rid of most of the people in that office.
Yeah, sometimes it happens.
God.
You ever
Yes, Bridget, considering that you finally made the move out here, I think about that fact fucking constantly.
It makes me think of when Crunchyroll built their fancy new office that had a mini Tokyo in it.
And then fired all of their actual staff. Yeah,
well, then they got sold off and the office space instantly got closed down, even though you look at that thing, it's what the fuck, this thing, it must be so fucking expensive. It's like a theme park in every fucking room.
And the fact of the matter is it was probably really fucking expensive, and the people running the business were oh, we need to fire some people to make up for what we
they sold themselves off and then made the money.
We need to sell ourselves off so we can make all that fucking money back.
And then what the corporate overlords come in here and are just what the fuck are you spending all this money on? Get rid of it. You're all fired.
You have a replica Shiba Inu statue? Why?
Yeah. Because it matches the brand.
You're fucking fired.
Yes. No one gives a shit about your brand. All I care about is the bottom line, how much I'm getting on my bonus. And this is impacting my bonus. You have all of the fucking nerds who watch anime, so we bought you so that we have all the fucking nerds that watch anime. And then the rest of you are no longer necessary. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. You're all getting replaced with AI. It's to the detriment of everyone involved.
I was looking at my Crunchyroll bill, and it was so funny that I looked and I was oh, last year they started charging $20 more for a worse product.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is
how it goes.
That is literally,
and this year they want to charge $100.
that is quite literally the trajectory of capital. As the thing is, product gets worse, shit costs more, and then
the golden age of piracy once again is up.
I think that everyone has a moral obligation to steal from every major retailer, publisher, and what was the third one I said?
I can't.
Retailer, publisher.
Urinal.
No.
I'm sorry, girls. I'm hungry, so I'm going to be eating curry.
What?
Come on.
I'm hungry.
Eating on the podcast. I gave you a warning that we were going to, and then you got caught up reading your lesbian android manga.
It's a cute lesbian android manga.
I can't argue with that.
Yeah, I can't deny it.
I have my computer.
Yeah, I moved it over there, so, it's not sitting on the floor like you had it. And also I moved the keyboard out of that corner, so whenever your desk arrives in the next day or so, you have the space available.
Gotta be building.
She's getting a desk.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's already happened.
She's here.
She's here.
In case you haven't noticed, listener, from the fact that she sounds like she's here and not over Discord.
We are on the same mic.
At least one dog barking.
Yes.
Yeah, we are on the same mic once again.
Yes, and this time for good. Family is here.
We reconvened for Kizumonogatari, and now
I mean, that wasn't reconvene. We were convened for Kizumonogatari and for Jennifer's Body? No, Jennifer's Body. It was the one before that. What did we do before Jennifer's Body?
It was...
What did any of us do before Jennifer's
Romeo
Body?
and Juliet.
Sorry. Baz Luhrmann's William Shakespeare's Romeo plus Juliet.
Yeah.
Man, that was a fucking trip.
That was a good ass movie.
Yeah, that's a good fucking movie. But that's not the movie we're here today.
We're not that far off from having to rank everything from year 2.
No, yeah, we've crossed
along.
we've crossed the halfway mark as of the last episode.
This will be a harder and weirder one to do that with, because I feel like we've been getting more experimental with the things that we picked this year.
No one's picked something on the level of fucking Parkour Civilization yet.
That's fair.
Yes, we have not had that yet. I'm sure somewhere in the shuffle at some point someone's gonna pick something real
Someone's
fucking
going to
weird.
pick Bulgarian Treasure Planet.
I don't want to pick.
I definitely have a couple chambers loaded for, it will be fascinating.
Bria has
to
an
see.
advantage on that one. She's seen it.
Which thing?
What do you mean advantage on that?
I mean, she knows the game.
What game? What are you talking
I
about?
never read the thing. Thankfully, I came out before I went through that dark period.
I don't understand
What?
the joke you're trying to make.
The game, the book.
Oh.
Written by the Black Pillar loser who was trying to make a bunch of other guys a shitty loser like him so that he'd have an audience.
Adapted into film by director David Fincher.
What? I'm so fucking...
People are
you
it's
talking
the game.
about
I'm just
Treasure
like,
Planet,
that's right.
the NES
Triple
game?
H. It's all about the game and how you play it.
Triple H featured on the flight logs.
Oh, yeah.
The internet, the game. If you hear about the game, if you're thinking about it, you lose. So, there's that.
Right now, let's rank the various entities called the game. The game book, the game guy, the game concept. Which one is the worst?
There's a rapper called The Game.
I think
There are plenty of adaptations of video games called The
The
Game.
game by David Fincher.
I think the worst might actually be Triple H.
Yeah. In terms of actual impact on.
Are we talking about the evolution of Triple H's hair in WWE?
No. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the arc of Triple H as a wrestler.
As a wrestler, as a person.
As a businessman.
Yeah. He's just a real piece of shit.
Yeah. This
back
podcast,
hair.
notedly anti-Triple H.
Yeah.
Fuck
All my
the
homies
game.
hate Triple H.
Yeah, so it seems like is bottom, Triple H. Then book the game.
Yes.
Then
that is,
internet the game.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about rapper the game.
I mean, he was fine from what I remember of him. I feel like
He did that collaboration rap, Wouldn't Get Far, which still gets stuck in my head at least every other week.
Sure. I feel like in recent years he's maybe said some shit that made people squint their eyes at him like...
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of to be expected of anyone who's existed in the spotlight for any amount of time with power and money. But
Sure.
I don't know him personally. I haven't been
What's
keeping
the
tabs
last
on him.
the game that we're waiting?
David Fincher is the game.
Oh, I guess that's probably... I don't know. I've never seen that movie.
I also have not seen it, but like
I imagine he's a smart enough filmmaker to...
that was probably pretty good.
Yeah, like, he knows in adapting that book that, like, that person is a piece of shit and actually this is loser ideology to follow.
Okay, we have the game on Apple II, Kaiju number 8, the game, Game Genie, the game, Game Tengoku, the game Paradise Vote, the
I
game
thought maybe the
Black
song by
Rock
Infected
Shooter,
Mushroom, but that
the
was
game.
actually called
Wait,
My
no.
Wish.
Hold on. None of the... Simply having the game at
the title doesn't count.
in the title does not count.
The
It
title
has-
Not a
must be
subtitle.
the
It has to be
Yeah.
the title.
Okay, well, the game is on Apple II.
Okay,
That's
and that's-
1983. So you're not counting the Bible game?
No.
That has the Bible separating
Or
the two.
Lost the game?
No.
That's us double.
Anything that has the game as, like, a subtitle does not count. And simply inserting a word in between the and game does not make it count.
We've already established our corpus. Any additional contributions will not be counted.
What about the game show?
I've answered the question. We have 5 items. We have 5 items, and that's all. And it seems like the ranking is the game by David Fincher, from the top down.
Yes.
The game by David Fincher,
The rapper
the game, the game as internet meme entity thing, whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
And then the game,
The book.
the book for incel assholes, and then Paul
Wrestler.
Levesque,
Yeah.
Triple H, aka the game.
Which those two in pretty close running. I had a hard time
It feels
deciding.
like there's a real stratification where just like the bottom 2 are the bottom
Yes.
pretty conclusively. The game, the internet thing, the game, like I find it annoying, but it is not. I wouldn't say it's particularly harmful.
No.
And then you have like an actual
Apple II.
working artist and a film by David Fincher, which
There's probably some.
there's a floor.
Yeah. And I can't introduce the podcast yet because Bree's still coming down the stairs.
start, right?
What reviews connected by cast or crew, deciding the next film, that's the gist. Put it on the list.
I mean, Bree, the episode has basically been started.
Well, hey, let's introduce ourselves.
Well, I haven't said hi, everyone, and welcome to Put It On The List, and you bumped the table.
Sorry.
Don't bump the table.
I'm not trying to. My legs are just thick.
I'll scoot back from the table a little bit.
Before we get started, Bridget, what you looking at?
She's continuing to look
The
down.
game.
Oh, look about the game for the Apple II. Okay.
Put your phone away.
Stop looking at your phone.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Put It On The List, the queer movie club, where every couple of weeks we gather together to discuss a film of one of ours choosing. Next time around, the next person in the rotation has to choose their film based on a connection from either cast or crew from the previous film. First person in the rotation, introduce yourself.
I'm Bridget.
Hi, Bridget. Second person.
I'm Evie.
Third person.
I'm Bree,
And I'm Jay, the last person in the rotation. Last time
but not least.
No. Last time on Put It On The List, we discussed 2025 Ari Aster's Eddington, which we all agreed collectively was a fucking nightmare of a film, but also might be a modern masterpiece of cinema.
It was a brilliant nightmare.
And this time around, Bridget, you took us to another 2025 film, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, which I have complicated feelings on, but I think we can all at the very least agree is a good movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's a pretty good movie.
I had a good time.
Yeah, I think the monster also has complicated feelings on his father.
Yeah. Overall, the movie gets thumbs up, and we'll discuss like the actual texture of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before all that, What's? I guess we know the one big thing one of us has been up to.
Moving stuff. I'm still waiting for the stuff.
Well, the important thing is that you fucking moved. You live out here now.
You live here.
Da, 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 da.
I live here. I want to live here.
I want to live here.
Sorry.
Welcome to Agrabah! This is where I live! I love being here and I want to live
Oh my god.
But, was there anything in regards to moving you wanted to talk about? Or
I will update you next time on the status of all the garbage coming over.
Will she buy the Miku PC? Will she pay the weed tax?
Not.
Find out next time.
Absolutely not. I'm not spending like
$5,000.
4 times the amount for
You
the
really
picture
shouldn't.
of Miku.
You know, I'm sitting in our recording office. I can say we could do some shelving over there.
Oh yeah.
100%. Like, literally the only worry is if any of us happens to take a tumble down the stairs at some point.
Well, you know,
Then we've got bigger things to worry
you have
about.
bigger things to worry about if you're falling down the stairs.
Like, Jay, if you fall head first down the stairs, I'm not going to be like, the Blu-rays. I'm going to be like, Jay, are you dead?
You can put soundproof foam there so that way it'll be insulated, and also if you fall, you'll land on the...
We'll put up sound dampening, so if you fall to your death,
Okay,
we won't hear anything.
we can't get lost.
sound dampening in front of the staircase, and then a bookshelf on the part of the wall that isn't.
Yeah, that isn't directly perpendicular with the.
Anyway, that's the interior decorating moment.
And it's going to have a poster that says, "Welcome to the gamer zone."
No, absolutely not. I will tear that shit down. I will not allow that.
There's got to be a sign making place in the city somewhere where we can get a custom made sign.
I mean, I can
Welcome to
make
the
it.
gamer zone.
It has to look like
If we're gonna get something like that, we need to at least support local businesses.
Yes, absolutely. Make it look like the fucking carpet in a 90s like arcade,
Welcome
like
to the
that
Vice
kind of
City
style.
gamer zone. Yeah.
Yeah. The compound.
But yeah, was there anything else you want to talk about that you've been up to lately aside from moving and the like, Bridget?
I mean, we need to finish it up. I'm going to have to acquire it now because it's not going to be on YouTube anymore. But me and Evie have been watching, and Bree has been watching some. There's no
I watched like an episode of it.
way I'll be your lover
Unless.
unless.
I love
There's
disaster
no
lesbians.
freaking way I'll be your lover.
Yes, no friggin'.
There ain't no flippin' way I'll be your lover.
Unless
it stars a closeted gay girl who
does not realize that she is closeted.
that she is the gayest person in the world.
Like, I gotta say, watching, because what episode was it like episode 3 or something like that? It was pretty early on in
I think
the
it
show.
might have been like 4 or 5.
But basically, it felt like effectively what should be like the end of that kind of story arc of like someone that is in denial about being gay, realizing that they're gay, and finally falling for the person that's been fawning over them. It felt like where that should like conclude in a story, and it's episode 4 or 5.
Well, you see, there's a slight problem in that all these bitches be gay.
Yeah, the thing is, like, her entire friend group wants to fuck her. So.
I like the optimism in Japanese media that the realization is just like, yeah, all women are gay. Like, we can just live in a world where this is the case. And I like
Well,
that.
everyone is a little gay. That's why it's a spectrum.
It's also relatable to a lot of gays in that she is somebody who is an introvert, and literally it takes all of her energy to try to be social.
So, of course, all the hottest, most powerful women in school are crazy about her. You know how it is in real life.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side of disaster lesbians, I'm currently reading a wonderful little manga. What's it called again? Because it's getting an anime thing, right? Like, it's getting an anime
I don't
release?
know.
Does
I'm
it
my lesbian
count?
android.
Yeah, does it count if you lose your virginity to an android. That was
Yes,
it.
yeah.
One quote I can give you from this to give you an idea. Note: in order to register as Nadeshko's master, one must insert a finger into her vagina. It's a fingerprint thing, so that you can
Just like
own
Chobits.
your
Yeah, just like
yeah, basically, yeah. So, well, I mean, you don't need to power it on like that every time if you if you use it to just
I
register
think
yourself.
Crispin Freeman only did that once.
You see, it's a deep, meaningful sort of look into how like
voice
AI
microphone.
is taking our information and like your devices are bugging you to give them all your fucking biometrics, even though you don't want to. It's like, hey, how about that though? Well, what if it was as enticing as a hot woman's vagina?
Oh, okay.
You know,
You're hoping for the dystopian future where to trick more people into getting your genetic
If you give me
data,
a good
that they
sex
give
gynoid,
you
this
sex
would be-
robots to fuck.
Listen, it would take the pressure off Jay. You know, she's already got 2 women to look after.
Mark.
I'm like,
I don't think your bed can support
Okay.
that.
What were you gonna say?
I've also read this before,
Mm-hmm.
or at least I've read a little bit of it, and I don't know. It did not strike me as particularly deep or meaningful, but it was cute, and like those women do be fucking.
they do. Listen, as someone who's, we've all been starved for the oh, here's like 5 seasons of an anime or a manga where these 2 women are clearly gay and living together, but look, they're holding hands and they're going to be the best friends standing naked in front of God. Fuck that shit. First page, color page, they're fucking. That's what I want. That's what we want to see. Speedrun that shit.
I mean, that is the difference between like a show that is intended to be broadcast in various places and
Yes.
also pornography.
Well,
Yeah, it makes me
I
wonder how
should-
much it's going to water down the show.
That was the thing I was gonna say.
I mean,
is like
it'll probably air on the same station that had Sex Island.
yeah, but like it's just wild to me that something like that is getting an adaptation.
It is kind of
That's
crazy.
cool.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it is good. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what you've been up to, I guess.
Well, I mean, yeah, that. I've been reading a book on unmasking autism. I've been getting some new commissions in and drawing some stuff, still doing with the art and stuff. And so far, I've been doing really well with my New Year's resolutions of just not engaging constantly with the internet and
That's-
spending more time reading and listening to music.
Right now, especially, that's a great habit
Yeah,
to get into.
So I hear.
Right now, the anime season just started, so I can't really give you a great update on what the current happenings of the world.
Evie, was there anything you wanted to talk about in particular you've been up to?
Not particularly. I've been traveling, visiting family, so I've also been out of the house recently. And while I've been traveling, I've been playing some of the second chapter or the second episode of The Devil, which is, we have not talked about it here yet, but it is like it's very much inspired by Phoenix Wright. Like that's where those developers started from. But it is okay, Phoenix Wright, but what if instead of being like the goodest good boy, your player character is a lesbian serial killer? And so, and it has a very interestingly rendered like cyberpunk future.
Oh, yeah.
That it's all taking place in. It's got very cool like visual style, music hits, and it's just super well written and very cool. I haven't finished the second episode yet, but like having seen like the demo and episode 1, it's just like it's good. It's really good.
Right.
Yeah.
Only real thing I've been up to is I finally kind of preparing for chapters 3 and 4 since those finally came out last year. I spent the last couple of weekends replaying chapters 1 and 2 of Deltarune, and yeah, those games are fucking good.
Aren't they great?
They're very, very good. Toby Fox is someone who I would say fucking gets it.
Yeah.
When it comes to like what makes a video game like truly like engaging and like makes the most of the medium that they work in. And like a thing that's striking out to me, especially with this replay through of it, is like I've always been a sucker for the the constellation, the like Osamu Tezuka. What I always forget what
The
it's the
star
system.
Yes, like I've always been a fucking sucker for any.
Should we explain to the listeners what the star
Yeah, I
system
mean, that's where it was eventually
Okay.
going to lead. I'm a sucker for any like artist that like uses a star system, which essentially the idea is that like you kind of have this set of like actors effectively that you as a creator are always like kind of sticking with in your works, and they are reprising like new and different roles. So like maybe they have like a little bit of an general archetype to them.
Yeah, you'll have like the needle nose, which is the doctor who has like the big round nose, who, depending on the property, is a good guy or could be somebody really shitty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but
in the case of like, Undertale and Deltarune, an example might be like Undyne, who is like,
a royal knight.
Yeah, a royal knight in Undertale is like a crossing guard.
Yes. Yeah. And
while being like kind of the same person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, she's a cop, unfortunately. Like, full on, like...
Well, I mean, that
Isn't
that
a
part
royal
does
card a cop?
that part, yes. Yes, they are. That part doesn't. Her being a cop, I don't give a shit about that.
Well, I mean, being a royal knight for a monarchy is also being a cop.
Again, you're getting lost in a thing that I'm not even trying to focus on. I'm basically just saying, like, pointing out people who use like star system stuff, where it's like Osamu Tezuka. I would say David Lynch is kind of like another.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Well, it's a little bit tough because the star system sort of emulates the way that live action directors will just use the same actors over and over because they like working with them.
Yes, yeah. But it also like kind of harkens back to like old, like to theater troops and stuff like that. People are playing twiddle toes under the table right now.
So gay.
Bridget was like pushing my feet and it caused my chair to spin.
The way she pushes my feet causes my chair to spin. And my heart to beat in my chest.
But yeah, I appreciate how it harkens back to like theater troops and stuff like that. Like especially as like the oral tradition kind of being like the origin of storytelling and art in our modern context. And also, I don't know. I need to play through chapters 3 and 4 before I have anything really of note to say about it, but it's good. I love those games.
Yeah.
They are very charming.
I played the first Deltarune when it came out, but I still need to get to the other.
Yeah.
I've streamed all of them and beaten all the secret bosses, and I gotta say,
that's
I love
also why I
everything.
didn't watch your streams, because I was like,
that's fair. Like, it's one of those I want you to like experience it organically as I did. It was really great.
Yeah. I watched the first 2 chapters on like some Let's Play channel, but they don't exist anymore.
Aw.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. Like they had they
had a couple guests.
Yeah, they had a couple guests from this other channel that I like a lot. It seems like they're not going to do the other chapters, so it's like I just got to play that shit all by myself.
You gotta hate it when like someone makes you really love their work and then they just fall off the face of the earth. I bet one of them became like a stupid, annoying VTuber or some shit too.
It's okay. I think the other one might be working on like her own visual novel right now, so she might be putting.
Yeah, people are busy.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a big thing. It's just like for my I find it personally annoying.
Yeah. I mean, look, creative differences are going to happen. We don't even know if those two still talk to each other. I mean, they were just like they were a combo of convence,
One of them got a girlfriend, so
so like,
which really complicated things with her wife.
I hope they're all doing okay.
Oh no, I like to hope that they're going to make it work out, but
we're talking about me and Bree.
Was Wife City actually 2 wives? What was their deal? What's the
deal? It's sort of like a drill tweet or whatever. I don't think they're serious about it.
I think that was just like a reference, but I don't know them. I don't pretend to know them.
Streaming once I have a computer and a monitor, and I'm slightly worried about the internet situation, but we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Why are you worried about the internet situation?
Well, I'll have to see how well streaming without being connected.
Well, we can just get a modem here to plug into the back of your computer.
Oh, we can?
Yes!
Wait, that was an option the whole time? Where we could get a modem down here, we could hardwire all our shit. Why did you say
Let me dial back a few months ago when we were trying to set up the internet and having a massive fucking problem because the cord that leads through the wall isn't the same fucking cord. We don't know who owned this house before.
I thought I was gonna have to get an Orbi.
I mentioned it to you before you brought up the Orbi.
You
knew? I didn't know. I told Bridget.
I hope you're enjoying the final
totally
episode of this
said it to
podcast.
you.
Hit like and subscribe.
I literally, like, one of the first nights you were here and talking about, like, getting a desk set up, I was talking about, like, oh, do you normally, like, stream, like, wired into the internet and stuff like that? And because I was, like, particularly trying to ask about, like, a modem, saying, like, because we could just, like, get, like, a modem to, like, split off, like, you know, LAN connections and all to hook up to the back. And before, like, we could fully go down that line, you were just like, oh, but, you know, I can look into, like, the Orbi thing to figure that out. But yeah, Evie, I'm sorry if I've never brought it up before, but yes, getting a modem down here has always been an option. I just did not say it out loud, right, and I apologize.
It's okay. Yeah. Also, we should definitely do that because, you know, being like, if you have a desktop PC, you might as well get a hard wire because that's going to be preferable to Wi-Fi, basically 100%.
Oh, yeah. 100,000,000%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This very real meltdown brought to you by Wife City Productions.
Oh, yeah. You should be able to hear the dog barking upstairs, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's perfect.
Everyone's here. I'll go check on the puppy.
Oh, okay. Sure. I guess. I was about to start transitioning and talking about the movies. Well, no, I can
say I already transitioned.
What do you want?
I mean, she's probably barking at the fact that we were screaming at each other down here.
Would you be... I can ask my dad about what modems you do.
Well, I mean, we should... I don't feel like we need to complicate it that much when it comes to, like, a modem.
Because we could just call the cable company and be like, hey, we want a modem. We want an additional modem to put that.
Yeah. That's
all right, let's go.
Like, unless we want to have, like, 3 or 4 different wires coming out of the modem.
Well, with the Orbi, you can make a mesh, in which it means...
That sounds too meshy.
Well, the thing is, we should talk about this later, because we're doing a podcast.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast. We're not playing... Okay.
We're falling back into the interior, like, design.
Yeah, interior design mode.
Welcome back to the Wife City Home Decor channel.
Anyways, Rich, I almost knocked over my fucking my fucking water right onto your phone, too.
Yeah, I'd have been pissed.
Bridget, this week you had us watch Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. How about you give us a cursory summary of...
What about the questions?
We don't have these. We don't have listener feedback. However, people can submit listener feedback.
It's because you didn't put out a post.
Listen.
I should have done it myself.
We're really
everyone fucking hates me and wants me to die this episode.
Okay, let me give some literary background. So, like, the story of, you know, Frankenstein.
Well, no, this is Bridget's thing.
It's based on a Super Nintendo game called Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I guess, like, Mary Shelley was like a game developer.
No, that is not. That is based on a movie.
I know. That's the joke.
Oh, Bridget, give us a cursory summary of Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, please.
These would definitely put the show on the radio.
Yeah. Consider us.
Nominate us for a stream.
I'm sorry.
What are they called? A Webby?
Yeah, Webby. Yes, Webby
Yeah.
is actually what I was thinking of.
Give me a Webby.
Put it on the list.beastguy.social. Put it on the
If I get a Webby, does that mean we get a duck?
Can we say "give me a Webby" on like a podcast? Is that too? I guess they're a sexual podcast.
I mean,
yeah, we can do that.
It's a little. I feel like it's a little like brazen.
Sexual?
Like you don't go.
What's a fucking Webby? What are you talking about?
I'm guessing that's a hand job from an anthropomorphic dog. That would be my best guess.
I was
Wait,
just-
no, it would be a foot job
job
from
yeah.
anthropomorphic.
I was
dye.
just making a cum joke, but
What, like shot web?
it gets webby, yeah.
Okay, we're getting Bridget. Please save us. Tell us about Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, please. Please tell us about
The
it.
story is about Victor Frankenstein, a real piece of shit
All my homies hate Victor
who
Frankenstein.
has daddy and mommy issues, and he decides to, through his mother dying, vows to conquer death, and he finally gains that ability and doesn't stop to consider, hey, what comes after actually conquering?
After creating.
Yeah, after you create a living thing,
What the fuck do you
What
do
do you
after
do?
that point? Mhm.
and the answer is, be a piece of shit just like your dad.
You block it in the fucking basement.
And then set the house on fire.
Yeah.
You can't fix your problems with having a child.
Well, yes. I don't even really know where to start with this movie,
There's a
honestly,
lot.
because I think a thing that needs to be said up front, aside from just giving like a literary basis for like Frankenstein as a story, like this has essentially been like Guillermo del Toro's like brainchild, like for his entire career.
There are two properties he's always wanted to do. One is Pinocchio, and one is Frankenstein.
It's really interesting looking forward. Just like, I wonder what he's going to be doing next. Like, what is he actually like? Where do you go from that? From
you
here?
did the two works you
did
most
the two things
wanted
that you
to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But, so there's that side of it in general is like a big thing to consider in talking about a piece of work like that. Mm-hmm. And then there's also just the actual literary side of things, which I imagine, Evie, from like the discussions we were mildly touching on last night, you kind of have a little bit more of a background knowledge on.
Yeah, like it has been so long since I've read Frankenstein. Like if I were not traveling, and I completely forgotten that Bridget picked Frankenstein until 2 days ago. So I would have taken some time to like reread some of the original book, but like, so Frankenstein is considered to be like the first science fiction.
Yeah, the first science fiction novel. It's like
It's an early horror from like it's
early gothic, like horror specifically.
It originated, like the idea of it originated when Mary Shelley, her husband Percy Shelley, Lord Byron, and one other guy whose name I can't remember. They were all staying in a cabin over the winter, or they were staying in a cabin. And an interesting sidebar is like the time that they were spending this, like they were basically waiting out a winter that was particularly bad because there was a massive volcano and the ash cloud actually like altered the climate.
Oh, Jesus.
Like, so that year there was just like, it wasn't spring. It was no spring. Like it was just cold for a long, long time. And so the four of them were like in a cabin to sort of wait that out. And part of what they were doing to amuse themselves is just like, oh, let's all just like write a ghost story. And Mary Shelley purportedly had like, she just couldn't think of anything. So she was kind of puzzling it out and like came to the idea of like, and galvanism was a new like scientific process that had just been discovered. Just like, oh, what if someone used something like that to reanimate a corpse? Mm-hmm. And like, that's where like the gem of like sort of like beginning like idea of it came from. Mm-hmm. And then she wrote it over the course of the next 2 years, through which she had one child to die in infancy. And she was working on nursing another child towards the end of writing it, and that child also died.
No.
Where it's just like that the relationship between a parent and a child through the lens of like, oh, I created you, is like a very central idea of the story. And like you definitely see Del Toro sort of reckoning with it. But as we talk about what actually happens in the movie, like there's some changes that he makes in adapting the story that like kind of leave me thinking just like,
yeah. And I think like another important like historical thing to throw in there is the context of romanticism, like as a artistic movement in that particular time period of, you know, of the creation of the original Frankenstein, because that was a time of like a very large period of like war in the like mid 19th century or early
19th century.
Yeah.
Like this story is, you know,
one thing to note,
over 200 years.
Yeah, one thing to note, this does not take place in
during that time. It takes place in like 1850s.
It's the 1850s, and you know, a lot of like romanticism as a movement is like, it's very, I would describe it as like being very like melodramatic, like very impressionistic. Especially when you move over to like the music side of things, moving over to like the like painting side of things, you really see it in like those like movements. But like you especially can see it like in the language that like people paint with in literary works of that time period. Like especially you look at like a Lord Byron or something like that, where like it's very, very flowery pose. Like, and it's this art movement that is so like counter to the reality that they were living in at that moment, but also by being so expressive with the art that they're making, it's very much of like, it can only come of that kind of time, you know?
Sure.
It's hard to speak, and you can, I feel like one can understand like why Del Toro, like someone like Del Toro really like resonates with that. Del Toro is a like Mexican filmmaker, and you know that like in Mexican culture there's more of that like spiritual tie towards like death as a concept.
One of the things he actually talks about, he's like, this is not a pure adaptation. This is his work.
Exactly.
What he feels. So obviously this has a lot more spirituality even in it, as terms of like, you know, talking about God and
totally. And like that's part of what makes it such a hard thing for me to feel like adept at talking about, because it's so, there's so much fucking context to the work and so much of a spiritual tie for that artist to this work that it feels like I should not be touching it. Like I should just watch it and let it be, and that's it.
I'm gonna sit my white ass down and shut up.
What were you actually gonna say, Evie?
Oh, that was very fucking rude.
No, thank you.
So like, I think that's something that is like really to this movie's credit, where it is like, it does feel that you definitely feel how personal making this movie is to Del Toro. And I think like even like when I talk about like he made some changes in the adaptation, it's like there are changes that like it's interesting to think about, even if I think the movie
doesn't quite land.
Well, let me just lay it out. Because like, so in the original book, all that stuff was like William and Elizabeth is like, that's all there. But the way it shakes out is that the creature like happens to like run into William while he's traveling, and like realizes that it's Frankenstein's brother, and then like basically kills him and frames a serpent. And so And later, after the creature like makes itself known to Victor and says, "Hey, make me a wife," like Victor initially agrees to do it, and then like as he's working on the creature wife, he's like, oh wait, they be fucking and reproducing. So
no, I can't do that.
That's fucked up. And so he then destroys the companion. And then because in the meantime Victor has become involved with Elizabeth because William's not in the picture anymore. Mm-hmm. The creature then murders Elizabeth kind of in Venice. And so it's like, I feel the sort of moral terrain that the book is working with is like a lot more
gray.
Yeah, it's a lot more complex. Mm-hmm. But I think in kind of changing that and sort of flattening that element of it, we get to see a lot more of what Del Toro finds interesting in the work. And I think that stuff is still really
Yeah,
like you can tell the things he's mainly interested in are Victor and
the creature.
Yes. And I do think those are the best parts of the movie, honestly, because I think one of my nitpicks about it is it's a movie that feels like it's trying to do so much in its runtime that like it feels like it's kind of pulling away from that focus of like Victor and the monster and their relationship. And that's like, I reached the end of this movie and like the conclusion that you get to their story is like satisfying. It almost made me tear up, but getting there it did not feel like the lead up made that moment like punch as much as it like could have if like they were like as zoned in as they, or if he was like as zoned in on just that as he could have been. But again, it's the kind of thing where it's like this was his baby. Everything that he put into it was what he felt should have been put into it.
Just like the monster itself, this movie is his baby.
Yeah, exactly. I think at this point we probably should just start like kind of going through the general plot of it. Like I think we've given enough like context.
It starts around the end.
Well, yeah, like it
starts meteor res.
Yes. Kind of similar to, since it's, a visual medium, they can't really communicate via letters from like the ship captain or whatever. Yeah. So what they instead opt to do is they just start from the perspective of like the crew on the ship that's like been lost in the Arctic. Big explosion happened like randomly out on the ice. They find Victor out there and they're like, take him onto the ship. They're nursing him back to health. And then suddenly this fucking big dude in a cloak comes up and starts killing dudes, just screaming for Victor. Give me that man!
Throwing people.
Give him to me.
Hitting motherfuckers with other motherfuckers.
Punching people so hard their spine breaks.
Yeah, they just bend backwards in half.
Yeah, and I like that it kind of like it holds on that guy for a little while. You just see him kind of squirming around.
Yeah, the way he folds.
This is a gruesome movie.
It's a deeply gruesome movie.
Yeah, I think like an interesting thing is like you feel that sort of romanticism through the movie.
Yes.
Except for when it is very just like when it comes to bodies, this is just all.
Yeah.
It does not put a whole lot of, it's not really very sentimental in how it depicts violence and gore.
Yes. Well, except for like the few tender moments you get, like that moment towards the end where Elizabeth gets shot. That's like you have these like like these brief moments of like violence being a more delicate thing, but like for the most part, the way
you're seeing this guy just cut off limbs, reach in,
he's straight up like it's like a butcher.
Yeah. It was like happy music playing during that.
Yes.
As if it's like an 80s, like cleaning up the house song. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
He's on the ice. He's on the ship, just being like, "Those were the best times of my life."
Yeah. But the monster gets on the ship, and this motherfucker pulls out the blunderbuss.
And like the cranking of it,
it's so cool. It's such a stupid gun. So the monster flees, and in the time that the monster flees, Victor's like, "Let me tell you my life story" to the ship captain.
Yeah, they give him just like a vial of laudanum, and that gets him well enough that he can talk about what happens.
Yes.
And then it opens part 1, chapter 1.
Victor's Tale.
Victor's Tale.
Which I think this is kind of where I would say maybe part of like what doesn't rub me right with this movie, like where it like kind of starts. Bree, you kind of alluded to it, like once the reveal came about that, you were also gonna get the creature's tale, but like you said like, oh, it's a Rashomon. Mm-hmm. And I think that's maybe the thing that like kind of takes me away from this movie is that it's not a Rashomon.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Evie, but isn't the novel similar in...
Yeah, there's definitely a portion where you get the creature story like directly from the creature, because like that's how he relays the stuff that happens with the blind man and all that kind of
stuff. But like I guess when I say a Rashomon, specifically the thing with the Japanese story Rashomon,
it's the same time period from different perspectives.
It is the exact same event. Told from different perspectives of everyone that experienced that event. Yeah. And like I think that ends up being the part that pulls me out of it is like Victor Frankenstein as a literary character is so historically known as being a piece of shit that watching through that first part of his like there is no empathy to be had. Yeah. Or there's barely any empathy to be had. I feel like
other adaptations have like tried to, instead of making him a pure piece of shit, they've tried to like soften. Yeah.
Which I think this movie tries to do. Like, I think that's the importance of it starting off with like the childhood side of it. Like it is vital to what is the ultimate arc of that character by, giving you that grounding of his childhood. However, as soon as he transitions into like adulthood, like the first thing we see him doing is like reanimating like the top torso of a corpse, like in front of like a disciplinary council.
Oh yeah, lungs just hanging out, like moving his arm.
And like as soon as he reaches the end of his like whole presentation, he just very like fucking callously like pulls the lifeline out of the thing that he's reanimated. It's just like, oh, fuck this guy. This guy fucking sucks.
Well, we also know part of the reason he did that is because he didn't want it to show that it wouldn't be alive for much longer.
Sure, but it still just shows how callous his connection to his creations is.
Yeah.
I'm God. I merely want to show that I can take and give life.
He doesn't think he's a god. He wants to beat God.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's trying to take that fucking power trip.
If you're wanting to beat God, you are in fact like trying to become a god to yourself.
Like the fact that he went from the wholesome he went from the wholesome concept of like I want to save lives so no one has to hurt from losing their mother to I can give and take life if I want.
I'm not even sure
he wasn't even about that.
Yeah, he's definitely not about that. Death. He wants to beat Dad. Like he doesn't have that pure of a...
Yeah, it's barely even that he wants to beat death. It's that he wants to prove he was better than his father, who could not overcome death.
Which, listen, if you wanted to do that, just be a decent human being. Like, your father was an asshole.
His dad was a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's not hard to do. You don't need to stop death to be better than your father.
And I think that's the thing is that, like, of course, this is not the case, but like
men will do anything except go to therapy.
Yeah, that's really what this movie is.
It's just like when like the way it's relate or like the opposition to what Victor is doing in like, you know, the medical college or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was just like, this is against God, and not like a more like, you know, straightforward of like, what you're doing is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Which,
I mean, it's that time period.
Well, and that's the thing that makes this movie so difficult for me, is just like, I'm sorry. Just to finish my thought, because like it's so grounded in that time period, and kind of it's so grounded in it almost feels like it's expecting you to be experiencing the story of Frankenstein without any prior knowledge of like Frankenstein as a story.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part that like makes it difficult for me, because like Frankenstein is so notoriously a piece of shit, like as a character.
Well, I think one of the things about it, like one of the ways that they try, or that Del Toro tries to like, one thing that helps Frankenstein as a character and sort of fleshes him out in this case is like, I think Oscar Isaac's performance of him in this movie is fucking great.
Yes.
Yes.
100%. Like
he is
all the
performances so much in this movie, by the way.
All the performances in this movie, I think, are fucking fantastic.
And
I agree.
And going back to that medical college scene, like the thing where he's just constantly like
throwing the
ball up and over again, and it's just like it drives me insane, because it's just like just as like an affectation that like I could see any powerful dickhead who has no
moral grounding
and like basically no regard, or like basically does not see the lives of other people as valuable in any way. Mm-hmm. Just like that's how they would act.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. What were you going to say, Bridget? Because that's basically the main thing that I like. This movie is so hampered by the fact that it is a thing that has existed in popular culture for like 200 years at this point.
And so I do think that like that's where the interesting part of it is, just like we see it as like, this is Del Toro's version of this story that's been around for 200 years.
Yes.
Yeah. And really the two big reads that I got from it really were just like the whole concept of just, you've got, I can't think right now.
Take some time to think about it. Bridget had a thing.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Just mainly like, you know, he is such up his own ass about everything, and he's like, oh yeah, I was fired from there. Yeah, sure. I'm no longer there. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you see it in just the way that he tries to like interface with Elizabeth as a character, where like he basically the whole time is just like, I'm so fucking smooth. Like I'm absolutely gonna cuck my brother's wife.
My brother.
That is also what I like about the music. She's like, no. Like, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
She
unrelentingly stands her fucking ground. Also, they hired this woman because they just wanted to put her in fancy dresses. This woman put some of like the Gaga videos to shame, and how fucking beautiful.
Which is probably one of my biggest complaints, is like it feels like the Elizabeth character is basically just there to be in pretty dresses, and also be in pretty dresses, say just kind of like be the like moral thumbprint to be like, no, what you're doing is fucked up. And then die.
Women only care about wear pretty dresses and die. Anyway, I remember the thing I was thinking. So like the two main readings are the obvious, like, you know, like you create a life, you know, having a child that you shouldn't have. And also just, this is very much man's hubris as a whole of like creating a great evil, disowning it as your problem after it's been wrought on the earth, and then just like fucking putting all of the responsibility for what you've done just pushed away.
Well, it's not a great evil.
I don't believe I don't believe the monster's evil, though.
Yeah, I think
say evil. I'm saying chaos, like creating.
I don't even think the monster is chaos.
It's tending to. You can't leave it alone.
Well, like like the creature is like.
It's a pure soul. Like Del Toro goes so
literally just like feeding the creatures of the forest like
feeding
fucking
deer
Snow White.
berries.
I think, I'm saying, I think that, like, creating that, deciding I don't know what to do with this next and locking it in your fucking sewer basement is absolving yourself of, like, your responsibility to make sure this thing can thrive.
Well, sure. I guess it was just the way that you phrased it made it sound like the creature was an evil brought
I
upon
think
this
you know
world.
what I mean.
Well, I did not.
Well, it's like it does the creature existing like prompts a lot of questions that Frankenstein was not in no way was he like ready to like sort of
to approach.
Yeah, to approach or like even try to answer them.
Well, because I think the assumption he had in creating the creature is that it would, with the brain of an adult human, would immediately be like, yes, hello, father. I have been...
Hello, I'm a shopkeeper and I died.
Yes.
No, you hit the factory reset.
Yeah, you hit the factory
motherfucker.
reset. You have created a child.
Yeah.
That to me is like maybe the most potent part of this movie is like not simply the sins of the father being a thing that like the child carries forward into his role like as fatherhood, but specifically like having created, because essentially what has happened here is that he has created a special needs child.
Yeah.
And he does not know how to approach that. And that feels like the part that like Del Toro really got out of there.
He dials in on that very, very strong.
Because like it's the way that Victor like effectively just does not want that creature to exist.
Yeah.
Upon realizing that all it can do is like just say his name. Like I cannot help but just see the relation that like the just awful parents have towards like giving birth to a child with autism.
Yeah.
Where they will do everything to try and like just like medicate this child into
being fixed fucko.
Well,
yes.
Like even when Elizabeth comes to Vish, she's like, well, what are you talking about that he doesn't have, like, intelligence?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because all you do is shout at him.
Well, it's not even because all you do is shout. He keeps the creature locked in his fucking basement.
Yeah.
In the sewer.
Yeah.
I've created life. Now stay here.
He does not take any time to, like, really create, like, a proper sense of trust with this
like
thing.
any bond. He says it's an it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's even like, that's after he's already given up hope.
Yeah.
Like, even from like the very first moments, like he, like when the creature is first born, he is not even there for it, like effectively, because
he was just like, oh, this was a failure, and he goes to bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
He
then-
didn't start up knowing everything that I wanted him to. Fuck it. I give up. I'm going to take my anger out on it. On him. It's like, that sucks, man.
And like that's the shit that really gets me with this movie, and that's where it like kind of loses me over the course of it, like a little bit.
Well, I think I like that the creature can only start like, you know, developing vocabulary and just like start figuring out the world that's around it after it leaves Victor's sort of circle of influence. It's only able to, or the creature is only able to say Victor's name because Victor is so self-centered that he would not even bother trying to teach.
He didn't even name the creature.
Right.
Yeah.
And he taught it one thing. Say Victor.
Yeah.
My name.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
Okay, that's the only thing you need.
Yeah.
The way he later says Elizabeth, like the...
Oh, the cuntiness. I love it.
That part is so fucking good. Like, he's... like we go through
We haven't
everything.
even talked about Christoph Waltz, who's like...
Berries and Cream Lab?
No, that's William.
The benefactor.
William.
Christoph Waltz is the benefactor who's
Right, syphilitic insanity man.
drinking mercury to try and
syphilitic
heal himself.
insanity.
Which, like, I feel like it's a failing on my part as a viewer that, like, I'm not able to, like, fully like release myself to the film.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I had like just fully like just engaged with it, I would be able to love it a lot more. But like you see the moment where Christoph Waltz is like drinking mercury and us as 21st century women are just like, you shouldn't fucking do that, man.
That's a bad idea.
That's a bad idea.
Also, the moment where he's like, put my
Put my brain
And
in
he
the creature
just-
body.
No.
Yeah.
and he just looks at him and he's like,
No.
I'm not doing that.
I don't know if it was intended to be a comedy beat, but it
was
feels
really
like a
funny.
comedy beat.
you're contaminated. Every part of you is infected. We can't-
Yes.
Like your brain is full of syphilis, man. There's no
Yeah.
going back.
Is the implication that like Victor probably got sick from the benefactor? Probably.
I don't think so. I think he just got sick from being in the fucking Arctic.
Actually, now that you say that out
Being
loud,
in
that
the
makes a lot
Arctic,
more
having
sense.
his leg like
I was like blown off.
Yeah.
Like
Oh man. But I'm trying to think of what else in like Victor's tale that I would really want to touch on in particular.
Also note that in the entire time that his entire lab was being built, he wasn't there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like he is very like hands off and everything until he gets to like the results and can look at it and be like, no, you need to start over from scratch. This is fucked. Like,
Tony Soprano telling his daughter, we built this church. Well, we didn't design it. You know, we had laborers also were there. They were building the whole thing, but that was us.
Okay. So kind of returning to the Rashomon thing, I guess the main point that I wanted to get on is like the thing that gets me in like it being Victor's tale is it does not feel like Victor is projecting himself as much as like a hero and like a good person as like you feel that like someone as delusional as that would be.
I hadn't even considered that as the narrative choice. That's a fair point. Like the fact that he's the one telling the story, or maybe he is just such a dickhead that he thinks that in doing that he was right.
Yeah,
but I do think that like him trying to show that he had more humility by lying would have made more sense.
Yeah.
Well, he says at the beginning, he says
some of the so sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you on it, but like he essentially says like, I'm going to tell you the truth. Not all of it is fact, but it is all the truth. And like it doesn't lean into that.
Yeah.
It feels like enough. And that's kind of the part that takes me out of it a bit more.
Well, I think part of the thing about this movie is like you get the sort of impressionist stuff in it just by how how beautiful and idyllic a lot of the locations are.
Yes.
And like juxtaposed against, you know, shots of cadavers getting cut up or just like
a battlefield full of corpses.
Yeah, full of corpses.
frozen horse.
Or just like the hangings that he was getting corpses from, including like people selling like pies and stuff at the hang.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that's
just like a little touch of the hanging as like a public spectacle that people would go to just to watch stuff happen.
Yeah.
Like that is the thing that those are the two biggest things I give this movie credit for, and the reason why like I still feel like despite every issue I like nitpick I have with it is like it is an enrapturing movie to look at, and all the performances are just fucking solid.
The sets, the locations, they're all very gorgeous.
When he discovers the spinal stuff and puts it into the one guy that is like just
missing
like
the jaw, like skeletal face, like
and it's just screaming.
Yeah. Every time it was just like, oh yeah, we're using needles full of electrical current to activate the neural system. I'm just like,
yeah,
I hate it so much.
Into the lymph nodes. Yeah.
Like it's great that you can tell just how much Guillermo del Toro like loves horror shit.
Oh, yeah.
Like in every ounce of this film, like every shot of like a cadaver, every like burst of violence that happens on the screen, you're like, yeah, this is the guy who directed Hellboy and Blade 2.
And on the flip side, you're like, look how sexy this monster is.
No, he is so moe. He got them yowie hands. He did the way he moves.
We can't talk about that until we get into the creature's tale.
Let's move on to that, because like the creature's played by Jacob Elordi, who is like a Euphoria guy. Yeah, which is why he's so moe and baby girls, because he's from the show about teens doing drugs.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, he does a lot of really cool physical acting in this movie. I think he does a really great job.
And I have to say, I really love the design for the monster in this one.
Yeah, the design for the monster is great. Like, just looking like fully patchwork in every like part of
He has a little like surgical shirt pocket going on. He has one nipple. He's unique.
Yeah, like you get that. And like going back to like the physical performance, I like how you can kind of see the character growth in him and just like the pure body language that he has. Like he starts off and it's like that very like stilted, like one arm like does not know what it's doing, like a little bit. Like, he's very like slow and like almost puppet like at times in his motions.
He's moving like a toddler.
Yeah. And then as he progresses throughout the movie, he actually like he's moving more bestial, but it at least is
like a theater kid.
It is becoming more of like natural movement for him.
He's more used to moving around.
Yeah. But yeah, so, you know, Victor decides to burn down, like, blow up his entire fucking laboratory, like, now that, you know, the monster is, like,
cucking him.
Yeah, the monster is cucking him, and
the cucker has become the cucky.
Yeah. I will not be cucked.
The last thing I want to talk about before fully going into the creature's tale is like the fact that, you know, Victor goes down there to confront him. He's like started putting like gas canisters and everything all over the castle, and he's like
pouring kerosene everywhere.
He gets down to the creature and is just like, okay, this is your last chance. Say one word that is not my name. And, you know, he says Victor again, and as Victor is walking away, we get the cunty Elizabeth that y'all were referring to.
And here is where I think that if they were playing more into the, like, this is the narrative coming from their point of view sort of thing, maybe we could wonder, was him saying that so cuntily the way that he heard it in his head as opposed to just saying another word?
Yeah.
You know? Where like this. So, see what a dick he was being? You know, like, it has almost that, like, look how much of an ass he was when he was there and you couldn't have been there to see.
But anyways, and, you know, he hears him say that, and Victor is still like, yeah, I'm gonna burn you. It's just like, you gotta fucking die, kid.
He said another word, but it was the word about the woman that was cucking him. So he's like, nope, fuck this, burn it down.
But yeah, so
what an asshole.
The building burns down, and we go back to, you know, the framing device of being on the ship, and, you know, the monster has gotten back onto the ship against the knowledge of the captain, who's just like, oh, it sounds like they're having a ruckus out there again. I'm gonna go, you know, check what's going on as soon as he opens.
The monster just towers over him at the doorway.
Yes.
Like, it's so good.
And the monster is like, oh, Victor was telling you his story? Let me give you mine.
Yeah.
Then we thus transition into how the monster managed to escape the exploding building. And, you know, he washes ashore, like, basically supposedly with amnesia, more or less, from how he describes it later. And he's, you know, amongst the woodland creatures.
I guess similar to a way as, like, you know, you don't remember when you're first born.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He has not started making memories by that point.
I guess that's a fair point, yeah. But yeah, he's like amongst the woodland creatures and everything, and then he feeds a deer some berries, and that deer gets shot in the fucking.
It lingers too long on the deer. We all knew it was coming.
Oh,
like, it's just like they're gonna kill the CG deer.
And the hunters see him and just immediately start opening fire on him.
One of them literally says, like, I don't know what that is, but I should probably shoot it.
What is this, America?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's that time period where they're just like, I don't know what this is, kill it.
Yeah. So, the creature, runs off into the woods to escape. And, it finds a cabin and, like, hides in, like, the gear works that are in, like, the side.
Like a mill.
Yeah, in a mill, and just watches essentially the daily life of this family.
We skipped over it, but in Victor's part, it shows that, like, he grabs, like, scissors or something, and it's just like...
Yeah, it just, like, cuts open his own hand.
Oh,
and it heals.
yeah, yes.
Oh, yeah.
It heals really fast.
Yes, like, the movie fully leans into the idea that, like, no, this is not just a reanimated corpse. This is
an immortal creature.
It cannot die.
Yeah, the creature is just, like, something else.
Yes. And, it lives in the walls and just watches this family's daily life and, like, slowly is, like, learning a language by observing.
Being around people who talk. Like how language...
Well, not just that, but especially if we are leaning into, like, the more, like, neuroatypical reading of the creature in this movie. But, like, it broke free of, like, Victor and, like, discovered what its own way of learning was, which is oftentimes, like, as a room full of neurodivergent people, oftentimes the way that we have to operate, like, we literally have to find our own way of learning things because whatever systems we are being slotted into do not know how to fucking deal with us.
That's a really big part of it. There's also, like, and because, like, they're teaching a child in that house, like,
they're starting from the ground floor.
Exactly, yeah. So he has a way of, like, picking up on that as well, and he's learning how, like, human mannerisms and emotions coalesce, and it's...
Yeah.
He becomes the forest spirit.
Yes, it's at this point that he starts growing his hair out, and he becomes, like, full the shonen, like, pretty boy Frankenstein. You have a moment of him, like, peeking around a tree where he's like,
that shot is so funny.
What's this?
Yeah, it's a very Jack Skellington, like, amongst the leaves. But it's really
There's wolves eating my friend. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, the wolves first eat some...
Those wolves...
They got into the fucking ketamine farm.
Okay, so we need to talk about the wolves, the CG wolves in this movie, because, like, I suspect that was, like, a creative decision by Del Toro to be like, listen, no one wants to see, like, a bunch of, like, dogs get killed, so we gotta make these dogs, like,
the most aggro dogs.
We have to make it so you feel no sympathy for these dogs. Because...
This isn't some wolves naturally took over the building and hurt his friend who was, this old and blind man. It was, these things are fucking crazy. These things are going nuts.
Yeah, because before they attack his friend, like, they are just, like, laying the groundwork of, like, these wolves will, like, just randomly attack this fucking cabin in the woods and, like, kill all the sheep.
And, like,
and they're going fucking nuts.
They're throwing those sheep all over the place.
Like, they were like, there were a couple of wolves, like, watching the door to make sure no one came out, and all the rest of them were just, like, killing sheep.
But yeah, so you kind of have that established, and then, do they say why the majority of the family, like, leaves?
I think they're just, like, going hunting, right?
I think they are literally hunting the wolves.
Oh, God, yeah.
Which, good job, guys. You did great.
Yeah, you did good work there.
And that's when he finally... takes the step of
trying to directly integrate with people, because there's a blind old man at the cabin, and that guy, because he cannot see the creature's form,
he doesn't immediately freak out.
Yes, is able to be like, oh yeah, let me grab that book there, try and read it, and we'll figure out everything from there. And they foster a friendship between each other, a mentorship, and then unfortunately there's one point
Frankenstein goes to the ruins of
Yeah, he's the old man is like, do you remember anything about,
I keep saying Frankenstein.
I keep saying Victor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like all I know is that this word has been in my brain.
Oh no, I mean I keep saying Frankenstein when talking about the creature.
Oh,
Because,
no.
that's a Frankenstein right there.
It's fine. People, I feel like going back to like how much of like a cultural monolith Frankenstein as a story is, most people will understand what you're saying
I guess.
by that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the creatures keep saying Victor, and he's like, I wonder if I should check out that exploded castle off in the distance. So he goes in there, he finds the blueprints and like all the records of his creation, and he's just kind of like,
I guess one thing we didn't talk about with like Christoph Waltz's character, part of the reason why he's there is that he's just a freak. He's just a freak who loves taking pictures of corpses, and in addition to the whole syphilis thing,
You ate the memento mori!
Yeah,
I was hungry.
The lady with the fattest titties possible, breasting boobily while
Hell yeah. Eat that peach.
Thank you, Guillermo.
Yeah.
You know we needed it.
Fuck yeah.
Thick girl winter.
Youth don't last forever.
Yeah.
I'm eating this peach.
But yeah, so was that generally all you really...
That was the main thing. I just wanted to...
And then he has his head cracked open, like it's fucked up.
Yeah, he gets dropped from
You could put anything in a movie.
Yeah. We kept saying that throughout the view.
We kept saying that because, like, I think that's kind of like one of the things about it is just like the art. The artistry is on every frame.
Yes,
and like that's awesome to watch.
I would say that's like the tentpole of Del Toro as a director. It's like
he's just very stylish.
Yes. But yeah, so after making that discovery, the creature goes back to the cabin, and the wolves are back. And they have
The wolves are back.
The wolves have started to attack his friend, and he runs in there and he tears those fucking wolves apart.
Yeah.
He rips one of their faces off.
Yeah. Let me save you the visit to doesthedogdie.com. All of them in the way most horrible.
Yeah, if you are not someone who can handle graphic animal death in a movie,
and there's nothing wrong with that,
you should not watch this movie.
Yeah, or at least you should know when to completely avert your eyes.
I did not watch that part because of how fucking wild it was.
It's fucking gruesome.
Yeah, I saw the skin. He like just bears hug one.
Yeah,
he breaks their back, and then it's spirit, and then like
he throws one into a fire.
And the other wolves leave. They're like, "Fuck this noise! Nope."
Yeah, we don't want this.
The thing I like about the one that he throws into the fire is that it's not like a close-up shot of the wolf, of like the trajectory of it going into the fire. You can only catch it if you're like watching it in the background, because like
if you just I know that I can see that wolf's gonna light at that fire,
and then you see like the little bit of extra crackling from the fire, and you're like, that wolf landed in that fire.
It's fucking insane.
Afterwards, the family,
discovers
comes back. One of them tries to sickle him, and he just grabs their jaw and rips it off.
Yeah,
fucking wild.
You could put anything in a movie.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like they basically just keep shooting him until he collapses in the woods, and he dies for who knows how long, and then he finally wakes up again, and that's when it like truly sinks in for him, like, oh no, I'm fucking immortal.
Yeah,
like,
this is the third time I've died.
Yeah.
Oh god, I can feel the ice in my lungs. Everything hurts. I never get the release of death.
And that's when he essentially finally gets a bug in his butt with like confronting Victor about like I need to have someone with me through this.
Yeah.
I need something. If you won't give me love, then I'll give you my ring.
Yeah. He says, like, give me a peer, and he's just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. What? You're gonna mate, and you're gonna have more of you freaks, and then you're gonna start getting your children vaccinated and fucking like taking charge of you. Fuck you. No, I'm not gonna do it.
I don't think they know what vaccination.
No, they definitely don't know what vaccinations
Well, I'm comparing this back to the.
I know.
Like black blood and phlegm.
Yeah, like the creature confronts Victor and is just like, you gotta take responsibility for what you made.
Yeah.
I'm here.
And Victor's like, no, fuck you.
No. Yeah.
And, he's like, okay, fine, I'm gonna throw you around this room.
Yeah, if you won't show me mercy, I will show you hatred.
Yeah. And he just
He
fucking
throws that
tosses him around
motherfucker
like a rag doll.
through a fucking bed frame, both posts. Just
What gets me too is like both his brother and Elizabeth are kind of just putting up with Victor. Like they're like,
Yeah.
we have to take care of this piece of shit.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
Got his leg fucking blown off because he wanted to destroy his creature.
I want the lady's malachite dress. It's so pretty.
Again, Mia Goth is in some very pretty dresses throughout this film.
Truly gorgeous outfit.
Yes. However, her character does not get to do much of anything except die.
Except to be the sort
tell off Victor and
the foil for Victor.
Yeah. And, the creature, Mia Goth, rushes into the room having heard the commotion. The creature grabs her, like, kind of essentially, like, it seems like he's, like, having the moment of, like, oh, you could be my bride. Like...
Or something like that. Because, like, also around the same time, that is when Victor grabs the gun.
Yes, and Victor just fucking shoots.
he doesn't even really try to like.
The creature is like, the bullet will probably go through her and
just
like hit.
Watch out.
Yeah. And
his brother comes in, he gets his head like fucking
thrown against the fucking corner of a post, effectively. And the brother has to take a moment, just in case you as the audience didn't get it, to say like no,
you
Victor,
fucking
you're the monster.
suck. You are a piece
You're the fucking worst.
That might be the worst part of the movie to me personally.
Oh sure, yeah.
Anytime where it's just like I'm gonna stare at the camera and tell you what the moral of the movie is.
Yeah.
Like, that sucks.
I'm going to tell you this thing that everyone has been saying for the last 2 centuries about this character.
Yeah.
And then it's like it could maybe be forgiven in like the original, like
Sure.
I mean, isn't the tagline for this movie literally "Only monsters play God"?
I think so.
At the risk of sounding like an after-school special, I think we learned who the real monster is today.
well like it's
He said it.
I can forgive it in like the original like configuration of the story where it's just like the creature kills a lot of people.
He does.
Yeah.
Like,
As I said, this adaptation does a lot more in
terms of like
humanizing.
Yes.
making the creature straightforwardly kind of like sympathetic.
Yes, 100%. But yeah, like that moment of the brother turning to the camera and just saying Victor Frankenstein is the monster is just like, no,
don't say it out. That's
it goes back to the thing that I said earlier, where it feels like Del Toro is working under the impression that no one knows the story of Frankenstein.
Or maybe they just think movie watchers are fucking stupid.
Which for someone like Del Toro,
I
who
know.
it
is a very weird. I agree. It's like a weird.
For someone like Del Toro, who I feel like probably respects the audience like a lot and their intelligence, it feels like a very out of character moment in this film to have a character say that.
I wonder if that's a studio note where they're just like, we have to be sure that people know.
I hate to even think it.
I mean, it's a Netflix movie, so I wouldn't be totally surprised.
Yeah.
People are going to be on their phones
looking up what was the meaning of Frankenstein.
and just like not noticing the fact that like this is all Victor's fault at the end of the day.
He's a piece of shit who created life and was not ready for what he did after. He was trying to cuck his brother. Like, he's just a bad person across the board.
We've made him a man with no redeeming.
So, and, you know, as a result of this having happened...
Other than he's devastatingly handsome because he's Oscar Isaac.
Yeah. The creature is basically like, okay, so you took away, you know, the one way you could give me a partner, so I'm going to force you... I'm essentially just going to chase you and make you try to kill me over and over again until I finally fucking die.
Such a funny Looney Tunes chase until they finally have their last moment together, because it's just like, I'm still coming. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep fucking you up
pushes him
and
against
beating the
wall.
shit out of you.
Breaks his nose.
Yes. Later on, fucks up his leg. Each thing that he does just further fucking this guy up.
He
It's
says,
so good.
"Go on, kill me. Be a monster." He's like, "I'm not gonna kill you.
Yeah.
I'll like hurt you and."
Yes,
Yeah, I will make
hurt
you
but
humble.
like, and literally the thing that leads us to the beginning of the movie is that like Victor had like gotten his arsenal up again and like had made camp in the middle of the
Got his milk.
Yes, he got his milk, made his camp in the middle of the tundra. The creature finds him and like attacks him and finds like the stick of dynamite that Victor had bought and is just like, oh, you think you could kill me with this?
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Yeah.
Light it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
An M80? Really, bro? Yeah, let's hold it
It's
up
like,
to my chest.
I run. Like, I'll be fine. You.
It blows a part of his face off, which is healed by the time he walks up to the boat.
Yeah.
Like, that's how quickly this man is regenerating.
So, and that finally takes us to where we are. And, you know, you get that final conversation between, you know, the two of them where Victor just like is essentially fully repentant for what he had done throughout the course of his life. And he basically begs the monster to say his name, to forgive him and everything like that. And there was an earlier thread, I believe it was with the blind old man and the creature, where the old man told him effectively just like, you know, it's easy to give in to these emotions of like hate and everything like that, but like to forgive, to forget, like that is the thing that really makes us human.
Yeah, when he learns the monster has amnesia, he's like, I wish I had that. I killed somebody and
I've done horrible shit and I gotta live with it.
awful about it for my whole life. And you know, you have that moment where the creature is just like, yeah, you know, I
could forgive my shitty dad.
Yeah, and you know, that's the moment that almost finally got me in the movie, where it's like, okay, we've brought it back on track.
Yeah,
for me personally, where it's like,
it's the first time Victor says "my son."
Yes, exactly.
He actually acknowledges that he made a child.
I've abandoned my son.
I've abandoned my child. But yeah, like that.
He gives it a very tender forehead kiss.
Yes, absolutely. Like,
and I think an important part of this is that Victor is repentant.
Yes,
because I feel like because the creature like kind of touches on it for a moment, where he's just like, this whole thing with you dying like is only going to be a moment for me.
Yes,
like it's gonna like you're gonna die. I'm gonna have a period of time when I grieve, and then I'm still going to be here.
Yeah,
like is
you robbed me of my gift of death.
Yeah.
I guess as someone who kind of, to get a little bit personal here, as someone who had a father that passed last year, and similarly, you know, definitely not on the level of a Victor Frankenstein and the creature, but let's say didn't have the best relationship with that individual. And, you know, in, you know, some of the final moments I had with him, like, I don't want to say had to eat crow, but like, just, you know, had to do the most human thing that I could in that moment, which is be like, yeah, I forgive you. Like, at the end of the day, you are one of the people who brought me into this world. So I can't hold that in my heart for the rest of my life. Like that that's that good shit. That's the
where we're just like the creature realizes that it is the best thing for me to send this guy off, like, if not in a happy way, but in a way where at least like I don't hold a grudge against him for the rest
in
of
a way that we
existence.
both find some kind of peace in this moment. And it helps to close the cycle of this like
essentially a cycle of like violence.
A cycle of abuse. Between the fathers and sons throughout this family tree, effectively, and it's real good. We see him, go off into the sunset. He frees the ship. Just takes in the first moment that the two of them have together after Victor wakes up after, giving birth to him is like they open up the curtains and they take in the sun together. Just like, this is life, and that's what, the creature does in the last moments of the film is just like taking in.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That's a cool touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guillermo del Toro knows how to make a fucking movie.
The guy make a movie.
And then you get like a Lord Byron quote to like
just close it all off.
Yeah. It's something like every brokenly heart will continue to live, or something like. I can't remember the exact quote, but it's
like
essentially just being like, despite everything that you go through, we are still alive and continuing on in this world.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. That's not to just go with my final thoughts, but like it's a good movie that I wish everything leading up to those fun. Are you okay over there, Bridget?
What? No.
You get a little bit emotional. You're so cute, sweetie. But it's a movie where I wish everything that led up to those final moments like helped it hit as hard as like it feels like it should hit.
Righto.
But it's still a thing. It's one of the few instances of like art where like I can walk away from it being like, that's like 3 stars in my brain, but still be like, but that's a fucking good movie.
I feel like I was capable of getting like, I let myself surrender to the movie. Knowing a little bit about the story though going in, I was able to like know little enough about, the entirety of the book and, I let it hit me. I let it absorb me and got lost in it. And, I had a really good time. I would easily like 4.5 out of 5 this one. Like it's really good.
For sure. Final thoughts for you, Bridget?
I like this movie. I think it's my favorite adaptation so far of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I don't know how y'all feel about the other versions, because obviously there's a
lot.
If I'm being honest, this is the first adaptation of a Frankenstein I've watched.
Really? You didn't watch the De Niro one? Or?
Like when
I haven't watched any Frankenstein.
When they shocked Frankenstein with those giant nightmare calipers, once he first hits him with the machine, I really wanted to hear "Put It on the Ritz," but like they didn't.
Actually, wait, that is the one Frankenstein movie I have seen. Is Young Frankenstein.
So missed opportunity, but other than that, the film was great. So. Yeah,
I don't know if this movie is as good as Young Frankenstein, but still pretty good.
The entire time, whenever Christoph Waltz was on screen, Jay was like acting like he was Igor
because he effectively is.
He's very Igor in this movie.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about the part where they're like pissed. He's talking about how great this toilet is because it makes a nice ring when he's peeing,
and he's peeing like no hands.
No hands.
Let's
and then he tells Victor, "Flush that up, would you?"
Fucking crazy.
Absolute chode.
But yeah, is that all for your final thoughts?
Yeah, I really like this. I overall really like Guillermo del Toro as a director, and this is no exception. At a certain point, I'll hit y'all with another del Toro.
I'm trying to think if it would be Pacific Rim or Pan's Labyrinth.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this. And it's probably the last time in a while you'll get a recent movie.
For sure. That's fine. Evie, final thoughts?
I thought this movie was very good. I knew, like, I definitely have the feeling that this movie is going to grow on me.
Uh-huh.
Like, because I think, Bridget, you pointing out that this is a version of the story that's like very personal to Del Toro, and like it is very much focusing on the parts of that story that like speak to him.
Yeah.
And so like I feel like it's something that you had like that you want to say something.
I just want to talk about, it wasn't until this watch that I noticed how much fucking milk he drinks.
So much milk. Mommy milky.
Just
So
in
much
case the backstory did not drill in how much of an Oedipus complex this man has.
Yeah.
The fact that Mia Goth also plays his mother in the flashbacks.
It's so fucking fun.
God,
That's
that's
such a good choice.
I also feel like the building on the cliff where he like made this experiment go, like it was reminding me a lot of like, the
It's very
gorillas.
phallic.
The very phallic, and it looked like the gorillas building kind of.
Anyways,
reminded me. And so like when it blows up and the top is falling on the camera, I'm like, that's the end of El Mañana.
Evie was going over final thoughts.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, this movie's definitely gonna grow on me. I think like I'm very excited to like watch this movie again after a couple of years.
Oh sure, yeah.
Because like this feels like a movie that's gonna like it is going to be in the way that like I feel like the 1993 adaptation of Frankenstein is kind of like in the cultural dustbin.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's going to happen with this one. I think it's going to be remembered as like a very like central adaptation of the story.
Sure.
Yeah, and so yeah, it was a very good pick, Bridget. Thank you.
All right, then, Evie, it's your turn.
Well, I was thinking these past couple weeks have just been not fucking queer. That's not what I meant to say. This last couple weeks have been fucking crazy, and so I have not put a lot of thought into...
I understand me coming back.
Yeah, I know.
We've been very gay lately, yes.
Yes.
And also just travel and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
But anyway, I had the thought, just like, what if we do something that's just like a little lighter, a little like less intense and more potentially fun, depending on how well this movie actually holds up.
It's always fun to find out.
So Evan Schiff, who was the editor on this movie, on Frankenstein, has worked on a bunch of stuff, including spending some time at Stan Winston's studio, working on special effects for a lot of movies, including the first one that he's credited on, 1999's Galaxy Quest. Because we've also been thinking a lot about Tim Allen.
Yeah, thanks to John Boyce.
And we also watched Die Hard.
I've never seen this, and I'm really excited to see it.
So we gotta get some Alan Rickman in the rotation. Oh my gosh.
There's Sam Rockwell's in there.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell.
We get to talk about Tony Shalhoub.
Two-seater dick.
You mean Tony Shalhoub of Breaking Bread with Tony Shalhoub?
Yeah, that's same. One of the same. I tried to reach for the name of that show, but couldn't find it.
I'm glad I could help you get there, Evie.
I hope RJ said he's doing okay wherever he's. Anyway, but yeah, that's my pick for next time. Galaxy Quest for 1999.
Okay, I've never seen it, so I'm certainly interested to see whatever the deal is with that.
I watched it on cable.
Oh wow.
A cable classic, is it?
I think so. I think there was a period of time where it was on like Comedy Central and stuff pretty regularly.
For sure. All right. Well then, where can people find you on the internet, Bree?
vgen.co/asnesbo. I make VTubers, I make art, I make animated emotes, whatever you need, I got you covered. Anything else, fuck it for now. I'm kind of mad at the internet.
For sure. Bridget, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, once I'm back to... once the streamer den is fully set up,
Stream combat. Gamer
You can find me at twitch.tv/thesquatchulous, who now owns a Bubsy collection, so I guess...
Yeah! You're also approaching having to play Sonic 06, too.
Oh, yeah!
God.
Yeah!
So everyone, I want you to go go to twitch.tv /Sasquatchulus.
And give her a follow.
Give her a follow, because that's what will force her to play something.
We can hold her accountable.
Now she's here.
We will hold her accountable.
We will.
We can and will.
So
Evie,
look forward to that.
Evie, can people find you on the internet?
They may not.
All right. People can find me on the internet. I'm not going to tell you where, but I will tell you where to find the podcast. Put it on the list.neoseas.org. Put it on the list.bsky.social. Wife City Productions on youtube.com. Anywhere major podcasts are sold. You can find us also at patreon.com/wifecity, where you can give us as much as $1 a month if you would like to support the podcast for some reason or another. Regardless, though, you can also send questions and concerns to wifecitygaming@gmail.com if you want to. I don't care. Share us with your friends.
Well, you remember to
People will enjoy
post questions next time.
Yeah, Jace, if you may think that this sort of laissez-faire, do what thou wilt sort of attitude that Jay brings to the plugs is like maybe a put on or a bit. No, Jay truly just doesn't give a shit. She didn't make a post for this episode.
I'm becoming more and more alienated from the idea of interacting with the internet.
Me too.
Yeah.
However, our loyal followers...
What
What about them? We appreciate each and every one of them.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
The troops.
This
only.
is genuine. If you are listening to this, thank you for listening to this. If you share this with your friends, thank you for sharing it with them.
Yeah.
I don't care if you... I don't care in the sense that, like, I'm going to have my feelings hurt if you don't share this with other people.
There is no pressure to do anything.
I guess that's the way to describe what I mean when I say I don't care. It's like, I'm not going to be put upon. I have a job outside of this.
Remember to share on E621.
Yeah, you bet. But for now... Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
What we've used connected by cast or crew, deciding the next film, that's the gist. Put it on the list.
You remember the cover of that song by Uncle Cracker?
I'm so glad I hit the record button. That's going to be the stinger for this podcast, is you asking me.
Yeah, you remember the cover of
Absolutely not.
Uncle Cracker, the guy who's like, follow me, everything is on. No, yeah, he did a cover of that featured Dobie Gray on. And
Wait, featured who?
Dobie Gray, who did the original.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I gotta be honest, I never knew that was the name of the artist who made. I don't even know, is the name of that song originally Drift Away? That's just the name of it?
I believe so. I believe it's Drift Away.
For sure. Because I was just gonna say, I also do not know the name of that song. I simply know it for the parody that's Give Me the D-Boy and Fill My Holes. I want to get lost in your cock and balls and drift away.
Drift Away, yeah.
Or the Vine that like has the original song playing and it's just some guy like walking into a lake like not pretending to swim or anything, just going down.